Hi, welcome back, and especially welcome if you're a new subscriber. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to sharpen a knife on the Tormek T8, but in a convex fashion. Convex means rounded, like a cathedral window, right? Very common in hunting, people who chop wood out in the forests or whatever they do. And previously it was thought to be impossible on a Tormek T8, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I'm not an expert in this. I haven't done it very many times. I've been practicing and I have a result there, but I just wanted to show you on a fresh knife. This is just a cheap paring knife, but I like it because it's 1mm thick just behind the edge. All right, and I want to show you that it's currently just a normal knife edge. Flat grind or slightly concave, but we're going to turn this into a convex and see how we go. Now, in order to illustrate, I think what I should do is mark this all in black. Now, I was looking for instructions and videos and demonstrations on how to do this, and I couldn't find any. There was the one Tormek demonstration, but it's in French, and the translations that are provided by YouTube were atrocious. I couldn't understand a thing he was saying, but I was watching him, and I've seen the technique before, and what the technique requires is the brand new KJ45 jig, right? And I'll explain why in a minute. But basically, previously you could only ever do a single bevel at a fixed angle. All right. Okay, so that's a full black blade now. So we're going to be able to see everything. This will be fun. So, the reason that you have to use this jig, you don't have to. I've thought of a way around it if you have only the old jig. We'll talk about that later on. But the reason that you can do it on this jig is because it has two stops. You can use that stop and you can use that stop. And basically what you do is you mount the knife and then you slide it between these two stops as you're grinding. And the reason it works is because the angle is different at the top than it is at the bottom. Let me explain further. Now, obviously, if the angle is so steep that it's lying on the wheel flat, that's 0 degrees. And if we raise the knife up to the top, that's 90 degrees. So between there and there are all the angles. And so basically what we're going to be doing is just rocking the knife and creating a curve. All right, I'm not sure how precise it is, but we'll see how we go. First of all, let's mount the knife. And in order for it to go as low as possible, we have to make sure that the jig clears. So we raise it up until the jig clears. So as we lower it down, that will form the top line. And as we raise it up, that'll form the sharpest edge of the bevel. So we lift it up, measure that angle, and it's about 17 degrees. So it's going to be 17 degrees on the high side up here, and on the low side it's going to be even deeper bevel, which brings the which climbs it up to the top. So here's how it looks. I will do it this way so you can see. And that's what it looks like. Right, so that's a convex bevel. Let's do one whole side. Now, it's not going to be pretty, right? But it is going to be convex. Obviously, the smoother the movement, the better it looks. Now, if you go too slow, like this, then you're going to get lots of facets. So you want to keep it moving. All right? Keep it moving. I would practice on a cheap knife if I was you. I'll show you in a minute. Now you can see there's multiple facets. It looks a bit ugly, but it's definitely convex. Right? And so the more you refine it, the better it is. So let me just do the other side. There's a little bit more on the edge. Looks a bit spastic and spasmodic, but this is the way to get a smoother surface. Obviously we're breaking all sorts of Tormek rules here, but it's coming along. definitely got a burr. It's hard to get the tips even. But with practice, you'll get it. That's enough for a demonstration. Check it out. Now you can see that it's not beautiful in there, but it's not bad. You know, and the better you get at that movement, the smoother that's going to be. And I've got the wheel set to fine because this is a pretty soft steel, cheap knife. But let's see if you can see that. That's definitely a convex bevel. Let's see if it's sharp. Burrs at the top. Now this is pretty cheap steel, so I don't know what we're expecting. And I expect we're going to have to, why don't we just move it like this? And that way we're sort of polishing the bevels a bit, which is not something you normally do, but I mean, I don't know. Might as well match the motion. Feels pretty smooth. I'm rolling it here as well, in case that helps. I don't know. We'll have to test. Let's have a look. Will it or won't it? absolutely will. A little bit catchy. So there's a couple of good bits. Let's try again. No. Getting there. Remember, this is very soft steel. Basically sink steel. Let's call it a sinky. Oh, last one was better. Maybe try lighter strokes. Maybe catch some more ribbing on this side. Good enough. Yep. Here's one I did earlier. So you can see it's not beautiful, but with practice, I'm sure it'll work nice. Now, earlier I said I'll show you how to do it on the normal jig. Well, I haven't actually tried this, but here's my theory. Let's say you've only got a normal jig. Well, and you're down here doing that. Well, given that we have to increase and decrease, why don't we just increase and decrease? Run a bevel, lift it up a bit. Run another bevel, lift it up a bit. Run another bevel, lift it up a bit. Run another, you know what I mean? That could work. It'll be more faceted, but then you could maybe blend it with some paper or sandpaper or something if that's important, I don't know. But yeah, you could also use this cup, right? So start off down low, run a bevel, turn it a bit, run another bevel, turn it a bit, run another bevel, another one, until you're at your finished and preferred bevel. So let's clean that up and see how it looks. That looks cool. Grow up. Speaking of growing up, today's Chili's birthday. He's 9 years old. Well, at least I think he is. I don't know how old he is exactly because I adopted him when he was about 3.5 years old. So I just gave him my birthday. That is definitely a convex edge. I got some smarty pants comments on Facebook. Do you remember that website, Facebook? I started posting my reels on there. And of course, you know, the trolls are just, they live there. And they, oh, you can't get a convex grind on a Tormek. I said, rubbish. You certainly can. And there's my proof. So, leave your comments below and tell me, have you ever seen this procedure before? What do you think of it? Is it effective? Is it too ugly? Needs refining? I'm sure with practice that could become a beautiful bevel. And I'm sure the speed is the key, right? You've got to get the speed, but then getting that speed on the tip is a little bit trickier and coming around the corner. It's just, but, you know, I mean, that's not too outrageous, is it? And you know that the top of the stop is always going to be at the top, right? So that's going to be kind of even. Yeah, not bad. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And you're welcome, and I hope you stick around. And happy birthday, Chili. Thank you.